Well, hello there. How is everyone? I hope you're all well on this stupendous Saturday. That's it. It's Saturday. It's the weekend. You're looking absolutely amazing, and I hope you have an amazing weekend. I'm going to get straight into the meat and potatoes because there's been an update. I did a video some time ago now about a quadruple death near me, just down the road from me. And there has been some movement on that case, and it made me think about like the Idaho 4 case and an accountability, and not just the Idaho 4 case, but the many cases that we have discussed and spoken about and are still floating around to this day, and the fact that there seems to be a complete lack of accountability. But can you wonder why things happen when there isn't accountability, when there seems to be no rules set in place? And we'll talk about it. I'll show you what I'm talking about first of all, and we'll have a look at a couple of things that trigger me. So, trigger warning, if you're easily annoyed by things, this video may annoy you. So this is police call handler disciplined over 999 call before 4 found dead at home in Costessey. And like I say, this is literally just down the road from me, this is. And it's complete and utter insanity. So what we've got here is this lady on the left, she was killed. These two young little girls here killed. This guy here did it and then did himself at a house down the road from me last year. So it says a police call handler has been given a final warning for how he dealt with a 999 call made by a man in mental health crisis who was later found dead alongside 3 members of his family. It follows an investigation by the Independent Office for Police Conduct, who generally do investigations into the failings of police and find that we don't need to punish, there'll be lessons learned, and then they subsequently never learn any lessons from the investigation. Rinse and repeat. After the bodies of Bart, we'll call him Bart because I don't know how to pronounce that, and I don't know how to pronounce that either. Kaczynski, perhaps, we'll say Bart K. Not to be mistaken by the yellow fella, Bart Simpson. His daughters, Jasmine and Natasha, aged 12 and 8, and their aunt, Cantisha, and again, I can't even pronounce that, were found at the family home in Queens Hills near Norwich on the 19th of January 2024. Mr. Bart had called 999 around 6 a.m. that morning and told a Norfolk police call handler he had a knife and had lost the plot, but the call was not escalated and no police were sent. And it gets worse. An hour later, screams were heard from the property in Allen Bedford Crescent, and a neighbour called 999 again. When police arrived, they found 4 people dead from knife wounds. And again, that was a horrendous scene. The force said that the first 999 call had not even resulted in a call log being recorded, and that it was only discovered when the call handler turned up for his next shift. The previous call was identified after the staff member returned to work later in the evening on January the 19th and reported it to their supervisor, having seen media coverage. So covering their ass because they knew that eventually it would likely get found out. The Independent Office for Police Conduct investigation concluded that the call handler had a case to answer for misconduct based on their handling of the call and failing to record their risk assessment in their decision making. A misconduct hearing was held for the 26th of June where the chair determined misconduct to be proven and issued a final written warning for the call handler to last for 12 months. The full inquest into their deaths is likely to be held next year after the completion of a domestic homicide review. So first of all, before we talk about the Idaho 4 case and the call around that case, let's just speak about this for a second. You've got 2 young girls murdered. Young lady murdered. Guy deletes himself. And the question here is, could this have been avoided? Let me know down below. Could this have been avoided, and how could it have been avoided? The guy who done this crime literally reaches out to the only call, the main call, 999. That's the equivalent of the US's 911. Makes a 999 call and says, "I have a weapon and I've lost the plot." They do nothing. So this guy literally reaches out and says, "I'm going to do something," and they do nothing. It's like, it reminds me of a skit. It's done by a popular comedian, Lee Evans, and he talks about calling the police. And he goes, "Hello, is that the police?" The police go, "Yeah, this is the police." He goes, "Someone's breaking in." "Well, have they broken in?" "Well, not yet, but I think they're breaking in." "Well, give us a call if they break in." "Well, what if they kill me?" "Well, if they kill me, if they kill you, you should certainly give us a call." And there's some reality in that. It's like, we won't do anything. We can't be bothered to do anything unless we really, really have to do something. And in this situation, that not doing something cost 4 people their lives. And then you look at the Idaho 4 case. What do we see in the Idaho 4 case? We see a lack of 911 call, a lack of reaching out for help at the point where you hear screams in your house. Screams in your house. Yeah, it's been stated in documentation. There was literally screams heard, and the people who heard it did nothing. Not only did they not do anything, and there was no ramifications for that. And even if you dare to question it, you were shot down because you're a disgusting human being. You're victim blaming because of this. What are you thinking? What are you thinking? Even questioning why it would take 8 hours to call 911. You don't have a clue what you're talking about. You're not involved. You don't know. Funny thing is, I fucking know that if I heard a scream, even if I heard a scream at the neighbours next door, I would do something about it. You know what I mean? But what does this person do? This person who fails to call 911, hears a scream, does nothing, sees her friend laying on the floor in the doorway of a room after seeing a stranger in the house, still does nothing for hours apart from going onto social media, going onto a phone, communicating, whatever. What do they get? They get rewarded by 570 people at the point of making this video, to the tune of $91,890. That's a reward for complete and utter stupidity or inactivity, whatever way you want to look at it. And again, this ain't a hate track. This is just about trying to make sense of the fucked up world that we live in. We live in a world, right? We live in a world, the UK, and I'm guessing the US is no fucking different. We're probably, in some aspects, a little bit more mental, because you can literally do a Facebook post that shows anguish over literally the deaths of children by a mum who herself has young children. She gets put in prison. But a guy whose job it is to handle calls that are 911 calls that are there to enable you to send help and assistance to people who need help and assistance. This person gets a call, they do fuck all, and that then results in the death of not only the person who made the call, but his family members, including 2 children. And what do they get? They get a slap on the fucking wrist. A slap on the wrist. And told, yeah, well, final written warning, mate, and that'll be on your record for a year. After that, that'll be like it never happened. What in the blue monkey fuck balls world do we live in? We are literally seeing children who vanish, go missing, because of failings of their parents, and there is no fucking repercussions to it. Nothing whatsoever. Nothing. Oakley Carlson, ex-cop father turns crackhead. His daughter goes missing. The kids, the siblings, tell a teacher that their sister has gone into the woods and been eaten by wolves or whatever it is, and fucking disappears, never seen again. The only reason they're eventually arrested is because of welfare checks on the remaining kids, and they are drug tested through hair follicle testing and find that they got fucking meth in the system, and they don't. There's nothing. They can't do anything over the missing child, Oakley. You've got Sebastian Rogers. Sebastian Rogers, last people see him, parents. Fucking vanishes off the face of the planet. That case has gone fucking cold as fuck, and no ramifications to it. Michael Vaughan, last people see him, parents. Wandering the fucking streets at 5 years old, whatever he is, disappears off the face of the planet. No ramifications, no repercussions, no nothing. You could go back to fucking in this country with the disappearance of Madeleine McCann. Her parents are literally out on the piss with friends, left their young children in an apartment. One of them vanishes off the face of the planet, never to be seen again. Are they held accountable? No, what the fuck? What actually happens is the British taxpayer for over a decade has to pay for an operation, not like removing lungs and stuff. I mean, like a search operation, an investigation, to the tune of several £1 million, of a rate of around £150,000 a month for over a fucking decade. Whereas I know through personal experience that I could go to the doctors with a child that's had a bump on the head and you will get fucking grilled like chicken on a barbie. Do you know what I mean? It's fucked. We live in a fucked up world and I just can't work it out. I genuinely can't work it out. You got Kylie Rodney case. She apparently drives her fucking car into a fucking lake while there's a party with people all around her. You literally see on the fire cam that there were cars going up and down, up and down, up and down, stopping around where that fucking car went in. But nobody fucking saw anything. Nobody saw anything. No one knew anything. They said that there was just too many people at this party to understand who was there, what was going on. There's no proof of that, no evidence. The literal kids who was there were the ones who were seemingly handling the fucking investigation. The world's bonkers, mate. Absolutely bonkers. And like I say, and we will be looking at these cases like the Idaho 4 and the others that I've mentioned, and Summer Wells, last people to see her parents vanish off the face of the planet. Again, no ramifications. And they've even had someone else, her auntie, fucking vanished and never to be seen again. So that's the second female in their family to fucking vanish. It's, mate. But we ask questions and we're the fucking arseholes. We are the arseholes because we ask questions. Make that fucking make sense. So look, it looks like don't be a decent person. Don't be decent. Don't have scruples. Don't have the foresight to ring anyone for help in a situation that you should. Because if you're stupid as fuck, or if you just wash your hands of the situation, go fuck that, I'm not doing anything, then you just get seemingly rewarded for it, or there's just no ramifications, or it don't matter whether you fuck up and someone dies or not. I just don't get it. Let me know down below what is going on, because I can't make head and tail of it. Love you all. Mwah.